Today I will show you another method how you can extract the hair from a background that has similar tone like the model's hair. So let's start. Hi guys, my name is Nemanja Sekulic and welcome to another fun episode. I already did this kind of tutorial in the past and it's called how to extract the hair from a messy background, and you can find the link here. And I got a lot of requests from you guys to do the same tutorial again, but with a little bit more easier approach. And that's what we will do today, because in the previous one you needed to paint back some hair that you cannot physically extract it from background. You needed to use colors and custom brushes and to paint back some hair. Today I will show you similar method but a little bit more easier. So let's jump straight into Photoshop and let's have fun. Alright guys, today we will have fun with this image, but before we start let me show you something. This is the image that I created a few months ago using exactly the same method that I show you in a tutorial how to extract the hair from a messy background. And yes, I know it's time consuming, but you can create really creative things in Photoshop using that method. And I paint this birdhouse hair by hair and I got this nice result like this one here. Right, let's go back to our tutorial image and let's have fun with that. Let's first analyze this image. As you can see here on the left side, we have a really bad situation because the background tone it's similar like the hair tone. And right side here is a lot better, but if you see here in between, those hairs are not so good. And if we use maybe channels to make a layer mask, we can use a red for this, but it's not so good. The green, it's a little bit better. It has more contrast, but it's not so good for these hairs in between. And blue, it's okay. But for this part here, let's go to the blue. Blue is the worst channel. The green is a little bit more better and the red, it's the best, but neither of them do the job. Okay, we will not use the channels. First, let's go to the background and duplicate it. And let's go to the image, adjustment and curves. And let's make this image a little bit more darker just to have better visual representation here, what to select, what part of the hair to select. And if you see, even if I make it a lot darker, I can't use this part of the image because it's really messy. I cannot use any of these methods from channels to make selection here, or use a quick selection tool and quickly select this precisely. I cannot do that. But I can use the curves just for help. Like this, use the quick selection tool and just quickly select the parts of the hair that we want to stay, like so. Okay, let me select this too and slowly build our selection. Okay, something like so, it's nice, and just a little bit more here and here. Let me see, now it's too much. Just hold Alt or Option key and remove unwanted parts. Okay, it's not bad. Let me see. It's not bad at all. Right, and we can go to the background layer, uncheck this and go here to select a mask, or if you have an earlier version of Photoshop, refine edge. Okay, and let's use Photoshop's algorithm to make our life a little bit more easier. Okay, let's try to fix this quickly, like so, and here a little bit, but we will need to deal with this later manually. It's not so good. I'm not so satisfied with that, but it's not the problem. We will deal with that. Okay, and here we can just give up because we cannot do anything practically with this quick selection tool, refine edge tool, because it's really unusable. It cannot detect the edges so good. It's mess. Whatever we do, it's mess. But I don't like this, how the Photoshop thinks where the edges are, but never mind. We'll fix it. Alright, let's say okay and just make a mask here. I will duplicate this just to have the representation before and after. And I want to make solid color layer, maybe reddish, like so, just to have a contrast, better contrast here. And let's go and fix this. First, what I want to do is just use a normal brush, B on the keyboard, and just use a normal regular brush, make it a little bit more bigger, and let me see, make it harder, just around 50 or 60%, like so, and use black color and just fix this a little bit. Okay, the idea here is to mask a little bit more of the hair that we needed, and then to use almost the same method that we did in previous tutorial, but to paint back hairs using the existing texture here of the hair, and to use our background as advantage to do that. Okay, I will show you just in a second, but before we start we need to make some custom brush for this method. Okay, let's go and create new layer. For example, 200 by 200 pixels. Make sure that you have pixels here, not inches or centimeters, etc., because you will have problems creating custom brush. 72 pixels per inch, it's okay, and press OK. Alright, and now let's use the lasso tool and create some custom shapes, like so, and press and hold shift, create another one, press and hold shift, create another one, maybe a smaller, another one here, and maybe another one here, like so. Try experiment, you will see how this works. Maybe this is too big, like so, and just fill it with the black color. Okay, and after that I will use a normal brush, really soft, 0% hardness, and maybe 20% opacity, and just paint with the white on the edges, here on the center, just to have some variation on this brush, like so. Okay, and it's not bad. Alright, that's not bad. And now I will use edit define brush preset, and that's nice. I will name this hair brush. Nice. And now, as you can see, I have my hair brush. Let's use 100% opacity, and that will be the hair that we will paint back on that image. Right, let's go back. And now we need to have patience and take our time to paint back missing hair. So let me show you that. Let's use smaller brush, like so, and of course use a white color, and you will change the opacity from time to time. And let's first paint back the parts that we know that it's here. As you can see, we have really harsh brush here, and the edges of the original hair, it's a lot softer, but we will fix that in a second. I just want to paint back some hair. Difference between this method and the previous one is just in that we are here using existing textures of the hair and the background to paint back some hairs, and in previous tutorial you needed to paint hair using the colors, and this is much easier than the previous tutorial, but it's again time consuming. And remember, you cannot just use some magic wand like magic wand in Photoshop and just tap with that, say a few magic words, and you will have everything done. You need to take time, you need to invest time in your process of creation. And I know some of you see that as boring and will give up at the start, but trust me, try that and you will see how great results you can do with that. Okay, let me show you now. I recommend you to make two or three different hairbrush just to have different strokes, different results, but for this tutorial we will use only this one. And let me show you how you can fix these harsh edges here of the brush. Just double tap on the layer mask here and use the feather option and just feather it maybe like this. And as you can see, it's already better, and we will leave like that, and every stroke from now to the end will be feathered, and that's great. And now I will not be so precise with this method, because I don't want to take a lot of your time, but when you're practicing, please take time and be patient with that. Okay, the point is just to paint back some hairs. If you change the opacity, for example, 50%, you can have different results. Change the brush size from time to time. You will see the result at the end. It's really great what you can achieve with that. But I want to tell you one more thing. If you shoot your model on a white background, for example, or some bright background, and then you want to put that on some dark background, it won't be so easy, and you will have a lot of things to fix. If you want to make your life easier, think in advance. If you want to change the background, and you know that you will put some dark background after, then shoot the model on a dark background too, because it's much easier to fix that later. Okay, and let me see. Yeah, and if we use black brush, then we can make some holes here, like so. And again, white brush. And yes, you can spend a lot of time doing this, but this is a difficult situation. You need to spend a lot of time. Okay, and you can make some flyaway here like this. Actually, we are now painting back some parts of the background, but nobody will know that, because that's the advantage if you have the background with similar tone like your hair. If you don't have the background with similar tone, then don't worry, you can use a lot of different methods to extract the hair, and that's not the point here. Then it's much easier. Okay, I don't like this. Maybe like so, maybe on smaller, like so. And now let's go like this, and here too. Let's use 80% opacity brush, for example, and just make some brush strokes like so. Yeah, that's nice. And maybe now 30% opacity, make bigger strokes like so. Right here. And just play, just experiment, have fun. You will master this technique pretty fast, just if you give yourself time to do this. Okay, let me see. Yeah, I know there is a lot of things that we need to fix here. And I'm talking now, just talking, but it's not so easy to talk and paint. Okay, and let's go here. Let me see. Yeah, we have to remove this part, for example. Okay, and this part here. Okay, we will remove it like so, and then we will paint back some things. Okay, I'm always changing the brush size to have different results, like so, and we can do something like so maybe, and like so, and then change, for example, on 30% smaller brush and just make some hairs like so. And you can use even a normal brush. I will show you now here. Normal brush like this one, really soft, and use 1 pixel. Let me show you 1 pixel size, and just maybe 100% opacity, and just paint some flyaway hairs here. Just have fun with that. Okay, yes, that's how I did that birdhouse hairstyle, just with this normal brush and hair by hair. But before that, I paint a lot with the hair, custom-made hairbrush like this one here. Actually, I made few of them with different shapes. And let's go back to this brush and just fix this. Okay, that's not bad. And you can change the hairstyle even here, because now you can actually use some parts of the background to create different hairstyle, because no one will know, and the background is almost the same tone as the hair here. Let me see. That's now much better. We can fix this part a little bit more. Let's use a normal brush here. This one with one pixel in size, and just play with that and build our hair a little bit. Okay, it's much easier, guys, if you have a tablet. I'm using Wacom Intuos Pro, and with the mouse this is a little bit harder, or a lot harder, but I recommend to buy some kind of tablet for this kind of job if you're doing all the time these things. And for any kind of painting in Photoshop, it's much easier with the tablet. All right, let me see. That's much better now. All right, we have done a lot of things here. Let's use one like so to fix these holes here a little bit. Okay, like so. That's nice. That's nice. Maybe it's too much, but we can now use a hairbrush and use the black color and make some holes here. Like so. You can always undo if you don't like something. Let me see, maybe 40% opacity, or it's too much, 20%, and like this, and that's nice. That's nice. All right, I will stop here because I can do that. I can do this maybe half an hour more, and you don't want to watch me half an hour more, and I will just change the background color. I will use, as I already told you, this is the original background color. It's much brighter, and I will use something like so, maybe this color, and I will just for fun put the curves and make some vignette like so. Use a elliptical marquee tool and just make some ellipse here like so, and put the black color in, double tap on the layer and feather it a lot, just to have some vignette on that, something like so, and maybe change the saturation of that. And that's basically it, guys. You can always spend more time here in Photoshop to perfect this, to make hair look even better, etc. But if you look here, if I move her, it's pretty nice extraction. See, here hair is pretty good, here hair is pretty good. Of course, you can fix this even more, or you can even paint back some hair here. If you want to put her here, you can paint some hair here using the method that I explained in the previous tutorial about hair extraction, or you can even recreate the upper part of the hair, etc. And that's it for today. I hope that you understand this method here, and yes, it's similar like the method that I shown you in the previous hair extraction tutorial, but it's much easier, because here you're using existing texture to recreate, to paint back some hair, and in the previous one you needed to paint back hair from the scratch, to use the colors and custom brushes and literally paint hair from the scratch, which is much harder than this method here. And one more thing, try to create even more custom brushes, 2, 3, 4 or even 5, because it will make your life easier. You will have different shape brushes and you will automatically have different hair shapes, and it will create even more realistic results. Alright guys, if you have any questions at all, please leave them in the comment below, and see you next week in the next fun episode. Bye bye. And guys, if you have some ideas or requests what you would like to see in the future tutorials, you can leave that down below in the comments, or you can write me on the Twitter or Facebook page. You have the links down there in the description. See you next week. Bye bye.